is WTAP News at 6.
Ohio's governor is being challenged over his idea to use state money to update the Cleveland Browns stadium. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. New tonight, a class action lawsuit argues that funding a new domed stadium for Ohio's Cleveland Browns using residents' unclaimed funds violates multiple provisions of the state and federal constitutions. Former Ohio Attorney General Mark Dan and another Democrat filed suit in Franklin County on Monday. They argue that provisions of Ohio's two-year $60 billion budget that takes $1 billion from the state's unclaimed funds account to pay for the stadium violates constitutional prohibitions against taking people's private property for government use, as well as citizens' due process rights. Republican Attorney General Dave Yost has said he believes the plan is legally sound. Turning to the weather now, still in the mid-80s. Meteorologist Jason Livia joins us now with a look at your first alert forecast. Jason.
Well, Phyllis, we are still on the warm side here in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Looking out over the Ohio River on the Highmark Skycam, 85 degrees, right in those mid-80s, but feels a little bit warmer, around 88 because of that humidity that's still around the region. We're about at the warmest we're going to be, mostly those mid to upper 80s across the entirety of the area. So as we get into the rest of the evening, we'll start seeing temperatures get down into the 70s overnight tonight. Our low for tonight, right around those mid to upper 60s. It'll still be pretty mild, but on the humid side. But the good news is not too overbearing tomorrow morning. Still looking at hit or miss storms throughout the week. Very humid temperatures and temperatures also staying in the 80s. I'll have all the details on that and more in my full forecast later on. So for now, Phyllis, back to you.
Thank you, Jason. Also new tonight, the Parkersburg Narcotics Task Force says they arrested two men who had $17,000 worth of fentanyl on them. The task force did a traffic stop on a vehicle on U.S. Route 77 near the Route 2 exit today. The driver was identified as Austin Gabrich and the passenger as Raymond Preston. Agents searched the vehicle and say they found 144 grams of suspected fentanyl in a backpack. Police say this has a street value of over $17,000. A historic hotel caught on fire in Vinton County, Ohio today. The MacArthur Fire Department said the fire started around 8:55 this morning, according to our sister station WSAZ. The old Hotel MacArthur is on East Main Street in MacArthur. The roof collapsed and heavily damaged the second floor. No one was hurt and the cause of the fire has not been determined. A World War II veteran living in Parkersburg is celebrating a major milestone. Friends and family joined Vernon Dellinger at City Park this afternoon for a party recognizing his 104th birthday. Dellinger served in the United States Army for 3 years during the Second World War. He was stationed in Okinawa as an engineer. He built roads and bridges. He credits his longevity to working hard both during and after his service, and he advises anyone else who wants a long life to do the same.
Going to work all our life. Most people, when they get 65, they quit working, but I worked all of my life.
He was born in Elizabeth and today lives in Parkersburg with his wife. We'll have more on his 104th birthday celebration later this evening. Happy birthday, Vernon. Breeze Airways says they're looking to add up to 5 new flights to Charleston's Yeager Airport over the course of the next 2 years. This will include nonstop flights to Las Vegas, Dallas, or Houston, and Tampa. Officials say that more cities will be added in the future based on demand. The flights to Tampa begin on October 3rd, and tickets are already on sale. Some Breeze Airways flights from Charleston will start at $49 one way. During a press conference today, Governor Morrisey said the new flights will help economic growth throughout the state. He added that within 1 year of operation, Breeze Airways has generated more than $27 million in economic output for the airport and surrounding area. President Donald Trump's administration slashed funding for existing research projects, cutting more than 1,000 grants worth more than $1 billion. Dozens of scientists whose research projects lost their federal funding shared their projects and stories on Capitol Hill today. One project that lost 90% of its funding works to bring research communities together to prepare Arctic infrastructure for the future. Professor Vera Kulina says her team worked hard to collaborate with Native communities in Alaska to come up with appropriate solutions.
I think it's super important, especially now, because Alaska is warming much faster than the rest of the U.S.
Other featured projects included research on pandemic preparedness, climate change, and communication for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. For the 6th consecutive year in a row, Lewis Thomas Subaru and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society have donated blankets and care kits to WVU Medicine Camden Clark. This donation is a part of the Subaru Loves to Care program in the Mid-Ohio Valley. According to owner Lewis Thomas, these items are going toward 2 patients at the hospital that are undergoing cancer treatment. A radiation oncologist for Camden Clark, Jeffrey Reichman, says they appreciate Lew Thomas Subaru providing something of physical value to a patient. Thomas says it's important to recognize that the community supports people fighting against cancer.
In today's world, there's just too much impersonal nature of medicine in the digital age. So it's just nice to have things where we can physically give to patients to show that we care. And it wouldn't be possible without Lew Thomas Subaru.
Everybody whose family has been touched by cancer understands how important it is to know there is support, that other people have been down that path, other people care. And we feel it's very important for that reason.
Thomas says he hopes the need for the items is not necessary, but the car dealership is more than willing to continue the donations as long as cancer is still affecting people. There is a program that offers free wedding dresses for military members and first responders. Local News Live's Chelsea Beimfor introduces us to one bride who got her dream dress thanks to the nonprofit Brides Across America.
Hi, what can I help you with today?
I am Alina. I have an appointment at noon.
Beautiful.
Alina Palo is searching for the perfect wedding dress to marry the man of her dreams in.
Beautiful.
Her fiancé, Keegan Cummings, is an officer in the United States Army, an honorable job that also comes with a lot of sacrifice. That's why the nonprofit Brides Across America is partnering with local bridal shops to provide free wedding dresses to first responders, members of the military, or their fiancés.
They just walk out the door, they sign a piece of paper, and they leave, and it's straightforward and simple.
Caitlin Morrow is a stylist at one of the participating stores, Belfiore Bridal in East Cobb. Dresses here typically run anywhere from about $1,500 to $2,500. But with the help of Brides Across America, eligible brides walk out without paying a penny. Palo says having that cost covered is invaluable.
A huge, huge, huge thank you to them. And this whole program is just incredible. Like I said, definitely helping us out and just been such an authentic experience with them.
It's a small way of giving back to some of America's heroes and their families, thanking them for their selfless and tireless work.
We are happy to get them in and out and with the dress that they love.
We feel like all of our brides in our Brides Across America program do so much for America in general, and we just want to give back a little bit and kind of do what we can to make their big day as special as possible and as easy as possible.
Chelsea Beimfor, Atlanta News First.
Still ahead, President Donald Trump says he's not happy with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. Trump says Moscow's ongoing war in Ukraine is, quote, killing a lot of people on both sides.
And tonight, we'll be on the drier side, but the showers certainly aren't done with us yet. That's next.
Tonight's news poll is sponsored by Baker & Baker Jewelers and by the Basement Doctor of West Virginia.
A strong roof means a safe home, and at Gribble Roofing, we put pride in every nail we drive. Built on Marine Corps values, honor, commitment, and attention to detail, we bring discipline and dedication to every job. We invest in ongoing training to ensure our crews install every product the right way, so your home is protected for years to come. And we can handle any of your contracting needs, such as siding, gutters, and window replacements, honestly and professionally. Give veteran-owned Gribble Roofing Company a call. We've got you covered.
At TBN Associates Dentistry, a brand new smile is just a day away. Our expert team uses state-of-the-art technology to give you a permanent, natural-looking smile. Place the same day. No waiting, no guesswork, just results.
I was amazed how good it all went. I could see where it's a big plus to have this done. I would highly recommend it.
Call now to schedule your consultation. TBN Associates Dentistry. Your smile deserves it.
Washington Works makes the world work. With responsibly manufactured products and partnerships that build a better world. Like advanced performance materials used in making cleaner and safer electric vehicles. Smarter semiconductors to power our devices. And even education programs to nurture the next generation of STEM experts. Chemours Washington Works. To see all the ways we're working for West Virginia families and communities, visit chemours.com/WashingtonWorks.
Choose adventure, then dive right in. Choose to keep going. It's your call. You can choose a change of scenery, or choose a change of pace. The Mazda CX-50 Hybrid lets you go farther.
Serving Parkersburg, Marietta, and the entire Mid-Ohio Valley. You're watching WTAP News at 6.
President Donald Trump has some choice words for Russian President Vladimir Putin. Gray Television's John Decker reports.
3.5 years after Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, President Trump on Tuesday indicated that his patience is wearing thin with Russian President Putin. Just days after the Pentagon announced a pause in military equipment for Ukraine, President Trump said he's approved offensive weapons for the country, which has been fending off a barrage of missile and drone strikes on a daily basis.
I'm not happy with Putin. I can tell you that much right now, because he's killing a lot of people. And a lot of them are his soldiers and their soldiers, mostly. And it's now up to 7,000 a week, and I'm not happy with Putin.
The president acknowledged that his phone conversations with Putin, including one this week, have not had any impact on getting Russia back to the negotiating table to agree to a 30-day ceasefire.
We get a lot of thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
On trade tariffs, the president confirmed that August 1st is the new deadline for countries to reach trade deals with the U.S. Should no trade deal be reached by that date, countries would be faced with substantial tariffs on the goods that they export to the U.S. At the White House, I'm John Decker.
At least 108 people have died in the catastrophic flooding in central Texas over the weekend, and officials say dozens are still missing. The number of deaths reached at least 108 today as a massive search continued for missing people. Officials say searchers in hard-hit Kerr County have found the bodies of 84 people, including 28 children. The county is home to several summer camps. Authorities overseeing the search for flood victims say they will wait to address questions about weather warnings and why some summer camps did not evacuate ahead of the flooding. With more rain on the way, more flooding still threatens parts of central Texas.
Now, here's your first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Jason Livia.
Showers have been on the very, very quiet side here in the Mid-Ohio Valley because a lot of the shower activity today has been positioned a little bit farther to the south. That's partially due to the cold front that's currently sitting right on top of us right now. And it's going to be meandering just a little bit farther south over the next several hours. So you can see some shower activity down towards central and down towards southern West Virginia, but even that is already starting to dissipate a little bit as we head into the rest of the afternoon. But apart from that, not much in our local area. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see showers throughout the rest of the week. We certainly have plenty of chances for that. Futurecast has mostly cloudy skies coming in throughout the night tonight. Then we'll see some pop-up showers and storms possible again throughout tomorrow, and then even through the rest of the week. The chances of rain between yesterday and today have dropped slightly, but we're still seeing isolated to scattered showers possible throughout the entirety of this week, this weekend, and into early next week. So if you're wanting to get some yard work done, you're going to have to pick and choose. Mornings are going to be your best bet, but really more fair conditions throughout the entirety of the week because it's going to be hot, humid, and of course you have those chances for rain over the next several days. But looking at this evening, we're at about 85 degrees right now. We're about as warm as we're going to be. Looking out on the Jan Dill Skycam, light winds throughout the area and a little bit of humidity making it feel a little bit warmer than it normally is. Right around those mid-80s across the entirety of the region, but some upper 80s over towards Athens and then low 80s towards Harrisville this afternoon. Dew points also mostly in the mid to upper 60s, a little higher for what this area usually sees this time of year. That's what's really bringing up some of those feels-like temperatures and that heat index into the upper 80s and the low 90s. Throughout the rest of the night, we'll see temperatures getting down into the low 70s overnight tonight and even into the mid to upper 60s. 67 is our low for this evening. It'll be mild, but it'll still feel humid even through tomorrow. About 85 degrees for the high tomorrow. Possible showers and storms, and that humidity will be with us throughout the entirety of the week. And then heading into this weekend, we'll see some temperatures start to tick up towards about that 90-degree mark. That'll do it for weather. Back to you, Phyllis.
Thank you, Jason. Still ahead, we hear from the Wood County Sheriff about the state's new Purple Alert system. We'll tell you more about that system next at 6.